تهتدون كلوا واشربوا هنيئا بما كنتم تعملون إنا كذلك نجزي المحسنين ويل يومئذ للمكذبين كلوا وتمتعوا قليلا إنكم مجرمون ويل يومئذ للمكذبين وإذا قيل لهم اركعوا لا يركعون ويل يومئذ للمكذبين فبأي حديث بعده يؤمنون الله أكبر الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله 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 لمن حمده الله أكبر الله 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 أكبر الله سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله الله
Did you guys change the password?
Because it used to go on, now it's not going.
We've been having trouble with the Wi-Fi ever since we
But the live stream.
upgraded upgraded our internet last week.
Mhm.
I can help you over there because of course it's actually working to record. Yeah, your username is going to be. Can you try to maybe it'll prompt you? Would you guess? Okay. So.
Fabian, the side coming to the door. Fabian, the side coming to the door.
Assalamualaikum. Biasanya. Which is the mic? Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, how come the moon, in its regular form, how come the moon is written differently than the bat and the thing and the yeah?
I don't know. I really don't know. But it's just the way it is.
And I'm thinking, why not in their final or why not in their final enemy, like independent form? You write the bat that yeah and that like a moon, like a smiley face.
Yeah, you just don't. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know.
Same response.
Yeah, no problem. Yes. You forget something?
We're planning to finish tonight.
9:50.
No, where?
Oh, no idea, man. We'll find out.
You let me know by tonight.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Just text me, please. I'll send you, inshallah. Okay. Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Let's scroll. I got no salam back, by the way. I knew something was missing. Alaikum assalam. Alright, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah, wa ba'd. So we got a lot to cover today. Who actually did their homework up to 3.2, which is where we were? We're on 3.3. We left in 2.9? No, I'm pretty sure we started with chapter 3. When I checked the video. No? I'm gonna find out right now. Nasreen auntie's calling. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I'll try and install 1 or 2 minutes, inshallah. All right, inshallah. Yeah. But internet works, right? Oh, okay. Khair, okay, inshallah ta'ala. Hopefully they'll alaikum salam. Okay, so welcome to the live stream students and welcome to the students at CVIC, and no welcome to the students at ICOI because their internet is down. So they're on their way right now. So they asked me to stall, which I'm not going to do, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do instead is ask one more time, who did their homework up to 3.2? One person. Is that a yes? You did? Yes, good. Anyone else? Up to 3.2? Excellent. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. No? What was that? Like a maybe? Yeah, did you do it or you didn't do it? Yeah. Almost all of it. Okay, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. So this is what I had expected. Either because it's raining, people are late, or they haven't made it on time, or all of a sudden you notice week 4, half the class is gone. You guys notice that? Yeah. So it could be one of either one. Hopefully it's maybe the rain, but khair inshallah. So my reminder one more time again is you have to do the homework. Okay, and don't wait till the week before the midterm. It's gonna be just too much to catch up on. Okay, so we left off at we did example 2 from chapter 3, which is Musa Nabiyun Qawiyun. Musa is a strong prophet, and we explained that, right? Yeah. So now example 3, okay, from chapter 3 from the text. Who can read it for me? Yes, Bismillah. Al-waladu as-saghiru qaribun. The young boy is near. Right? Did anyone, if you say the small boy, usually saghir is going to talk about a young boy, but it could be a small boy, but a boy is already small generally, right? So usually you're going to interpret it as being young. So what does this example show us? Let me write it for you. Al-walad as-saghiru du saghiru qaribun. Qaribun. Okay. So, what does it show us? It shows us how an attributive adjective can actually be used to describe the subject. So we saw in the past a different type of sentence where an attributive adjective in example 2 was used in the predicate. Right? So where is the attributive adjective in example 2? Musa Nabiyun Qawiyun. Where is the attributive adjective? Qawiyun. Right? So now, and what do we notice about it? We notice that because Nabiyun has Dhamma with Tanween, Qawiyun also has Dhamma with Tanween. That's the rule, right? So now we see in example 3, what we can do is we take, where is the attributive adjective in this example? As-saghir. Saghir is the attributive adjective. Qarib is the predicate, right, in the sentence. So saghir is the attributive adjective. Now what we're learning here is that when you have an attributive adjective in the subject, it's also going to follow. So in the previous example we saw the predicate was un, and the attributive adjective was also un. It has to agree. Now we see al-waladu, the word saghir, should it be saghirun or should it be as-saghiru? It has to be as-saghiru, because if there's a al on the subject, there has to be an al on the attributive adjective. That's the way it works. So whatever the attributive adjective is referring to, in this case, the word saghir is applying directly as an attributive adjective to boy. Right? So if we say, so just look at the difference between these two sentences. This will help you clarify. If we say al-waladu saghirun, it means the boy is young. And this is an example of a complete sentence, and it's an example of a subject and predicate sentence. Right? What's the sentence? What's the type of sentence called? Nominal sentence, exactly. So now if we add the al to the word saghir, the first thing that happens is what? The tanween becomes a dhamma. You cannot have tanween with al. They don't mix, right? Oil and water don't mix. So now if you add al-waladu and as-saghiru, what do you get in translation? You get the young boy. So al-waladu saghirun, the boy is young. Complete sentence. Al-waladu saghiru, the young boy. Not a complete sentence. So what's the difference between these two? In terms of meaning, in terms of the information you're actually giving, you still know that the boy is young. In the end, they lead to the same result, right? The only difference between al-waladu saghiru and al-waladu saghirun, one of them is a complete sentence, and one of them is not. And the second thing is, in al-waladu saghiru, the word saghir is an attributive adjective. Saghir is an adjective anyways. An attributive adjective means that it's directly attached to the word that you're trying to... So when you say the young boy, it's directly identifying the boy as being young. If you say the boy is young, You're identifying him as young, but you're not doing it in the same way. Do you see the difference? That's all you have to remember, because a lot of people get confused. So I want to be very clear about this. Is this clear now? Any questions on it? Clear, good. Okay, so that's all we learn in example 3. Okay, al-waladu as-saghiru qaribun. So this is the way I want you to learn in this stage. I want you to look at these examples, and I want you, don't look at the translation, and I want you to plug in different words. So al-waladu, what other words for people have we used? Have we learned so far? What's the word? Al-bintu, right? That's getting more advanced though. Masculine. Ar-rajul, right? So replace the word rajul for walad. Replace the word saghir with another word, another adjective. What's another adjective we learned? Kabir, okay? And then take the word qarib and replace it for another word we learned. Huh? Ba'id. Okay, so we're going to go with rajul, we're going to go with kabir, and we're going to go with ba'id. You apply it in the same example, and what do you get? Irfan, what do you get? Say it in Arabic. No, we change rajul, kabir, and ba'id. No. Start from the beginning. Good. Ar-rajulul kabiru ba'idun. So al on the first one, al on the second one, tanween on the third one. And you see how it works. And the translation would be what?
The old man.
Ah, the old man. The old man is ba'idun, far. We got it? So that's the way your mind should be thinking right now. I have all these different words. I have nouns and adjectives in my vocabulary list. I have this example in front of me. I'm going to plug in words that are the same. Al-walad refers to a person. I'm going to find another person on my vocabulary list, plug it in. And I can make a ton of sentences this way. This is how you make your sentences for now. Okay? So that's good. So we got that down. Now we move on to example 4. Example 4 is Al-baytul jadidu kabirun tawilun ba'idun. You have qadimun? Okay, who downloaded this recently? Anyone else? What do you have? You have qadimun still? 3 minutes ago? What the heck is going on? Subhanallah. Okay, khair. Okay, we throw qadimun in there. We covered this. You remember what happened last week? So someone said, how can you use the word jadid and qadim in the same sentence? It's opposites. So they told me, I told you I'm going to change it, so I changed it. So I changed it to ba'idun. Alright, there's no way you downloaded this you downloaded this last week? 30 minutes ago? Okay, I don't know what happened. It's something happened on the way. Anyways, you have ba'idun. When did you download it? Yeah, it's there right now. So okay. Anyways, just change the word qadim to ba'id. It's not a big deal, right? Change the word. Why did we change qadim to ba'id? Because jadid and qadim should not be used together, right? So that was a good point. Although one guy I appreciate tried to defend me, but it wasn't a very good defense. All right. So al-baytul jadidu kabirun tawilun ba'idun. Now, what do you notice about this, by the way? Look at the word al-bayt. Do you see a fatha on the ba? No, right? Now, why is there no fatha on the ba? Can anyone tell me? This is the text, right? This is brand new text. So usually I would be putting all the vowels on it, right? Why didn't I put all the vowels on this word? Because this is not a new vocabulary word. So by now you should have gotten used to this word. Al-bayt is used. Now look at the word ba'id. I did put the text. I think maybe it's the new word from this chapter. So that's perhaps the reason why. So anyway, so you should be able to read now the word jadid without having to be told that it's a fatha on the jim. How many of you can do that? You're comfortable doing that now? Alhamdulillah. Very good. Yes.
So when it says and old, does that mean like in the sentence it's skipping the word wa or?
I'm gonna explain that right now. I'm getting there. So what we have is Al-Baytul Jadidu Kabirun Tawilun Ba'idun. Okay, I'm not gonna write that out. It's long. You have it right in front of you. So let's take a look. We have two components of the sentence just by looking at it. Can you see what they are? You have a subject and you have a predicate. Where is the subject? Remember the two box things I showed you? You make a box, you make another box, and then you put an equal sign between them. So can anyone see it just by looking at the Arabic? Don't look at the translation. Can you see this? Where do you see it? What is the subject? Al-Baytu, that's it? Al-Baytul Jadidu is the subject, and the predicate is Kabirun Tawilun Ba'idun. How do you figure that out? You in this case, you see two al's there, so that must be part of the subject, and you see a bunch of tanweens coming afterwards, so that's kind of your is goes in between them, right? So now let's look at the meaning. Al-Baytul Jadidu means the new house. What do you want to say about the new house? It is Kabirun Tawilun Ba'idun. It is big, long, far. Now in English, how do we translate this? We translate this by saying big, long, comma, and far. Right? Big, comma, long, comma, and far. Right? And we said in Arabic that we don't use this long comma list and then we put the end at the end, the wa at the end. So the way we do it is two things. There's two ways to write this sentence. One of them is exactly the way it's written, and another one is to put a wa in between every single one of them. So you could say Al-Baytul Jadidu Kabirun wa Tawilun wa Ba'idun, but you don't have to. And the only reason why you don't have to is because the other two, Tawilun and Ba'idun, are what type of adjectives? They're attributive adjectives, right? And attributive adjectives attach themselves. They're like leeches. Think of it like a leech. They attach themselves to the previous word. Okay? So like we saw, look in example 3 again. See example 3? Al-waladu saghiru. If I wanted to throw in another description on the word al-walad, I could just throw it in right afterwards. So let's say, what do you want to describe the walad as? He's saghir and he's ba'id. Okay? Al-waladu saghirul ba'idu. You can keep on going. Al-waladu saghirul ba'idul at-tawilu. What else do we learn? Al-da'ifu, al-thaqilu, al-khafif, whatever. All these different things. You could just stack them up and you can keep on going. That's the way it works in Arabic. Okay, that's the way attributive adjectives work, and you don't need a wa in between them. So this is what it shows you. So two attributive adjectives, they can be written together without needing the wa or the and conjunction in between them. It's very common in Arabic, and you can actually string them together forever. You can just keep on going. And if you look at very eloquent classical Arabic speakers, they do this all the time. When they're describing something, they like to give lots of descriptions. So they go like, you know, al-qalam, qawiyun, shadidun, tawilun, and they just keep on going and describing more and more, because in Arabic, the more you describe something, the more eloquent it is. So it's a very common technique, and it's used in the Quran. So if you look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's always described with two adjectives coming together. Allah is Alimun Hakim. Allah is Qawiyun Aziz. Allah is Rahman Rahim. Allah is all of these things. So coming two together. So Allah decided to do it as pairs. But you could do it as 3, 4, 5, 6 adjectives strung in a row. Okay? These are attributive adjectives. Alright, so that's it. So nothing very tricky. Let's look at exercise 3.1. So exercise 3.1 has these words with no vowels on it now. So what your job is, read the following words out loud, rewrite them with all of the vowels and the signs, and then translate them into English. So this is the first time I think you're seeing Arabic with no vowels, and you're going to be able to figure out what it's saying. Okay? So now let's look at number 1. Okay? Number 1, okay? We want to read the words out loud. So who can read number 1? Well, let's do it together. Read it to yourself. Okay, now read it out loud. Baytun kabirun. Okay, good. So number 1 is this. Baytun kabirun. Kabirun. You should be writing everything out except sukuns in your homework. Just make sure you're clear about that. You should write every shadda. You should write everything pretty much for the most part. So baytun kabirun, and what does that mean? A big house. Good. What if someone said it means a house is big? No. There's no is because. Oh, you had a question. Okay. There's no is because this is not a nominal sentence. All right? And don't figure out what. You can tell it's not a nominal sentence. How would you change this into making it into a nominal sentence? What do you add? You add al on the kabir, right? Wrong. On the bayt, right? Good. So you say al baytu kabirun, you got a whole sentence. Otherwise, you got baytun kabirun, which means a big house. Good. Your question. Yes, when you add the un, it makes it a. Oh, so the reason why the un is on kabir is because kabir is an attributive adjective. So what an attributive adjective is, it's like a copycat. Forget leech. Think of it like a copycat, right? It goes and it copies what it's describing in advance. So baytun has un, right? Yarhamakallah. Baytun has un. Therefore, kabir should have un. That's it. That's it. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So number 2, say it to yourself and out loud. Masjidun ba'idun, which means a far mosque or a distant mosque. Good. Number 3, say it to yourself and now say it out loud. Al-waladu tawilu. Yeah, who got that? Al-waladu tawilu. Because it's al-waladu at-tawilu. You combine it together, right? Al-waladu tawilu, which means the tall boy. Good. Last one. Let me see. How many do I have here? 5. Number 7. Say it to yourself and now out loud. Al-masjidul kabiru. And its meaning is the big mosque, right? The large mosque. Good. All right, so easy, right? Now exercise 3.2 makes you remind your vocabulary a little bit. Let's do this real quick. Say it to yourself, number 1. Now out loud. Baytun tawilun. Right? Number 2, the short boy. The short boy. Say it to yourself. To yourself. Now out loud. Al-waladul qasiru. Who got it? Qasiru. La, al-waladul qasiru. Right? You see why? Yeah, you got it. Good. All right, number 5. Say it to yourself. Now out loud. Rasulun kabirun. Who got it? Right. Some forgot the word for great, right? You kept thinking that kabir means big, and you forgot the great part. So now you see the great part being used. Okay? Let's see. What's a hard one? Number 9. To yourself. Now out loud. Al-baytus saghiru. Got it? Clear, right? It makes sense at least to everyone? Good. All right, exercise 3.3. Read the following sentences out loud and rewrite them. Make sure to write out all of the vowels and then translate into English. Let's look at number 1. The first thing you need to do is read it and then give the translation. So read it to yourself with the full vowels. Now say it out loud. Muhammadun insanun. Who got that? Right? Now you know what the trick, you know why it became difficult for you. You're so used to seeing that the subject always has al, right? And now you're seeing a subject without al. So that's the trick. But why does the word Muhammad not need al? Because it's a proper noun, right? It's a name of a person. So if it's the name of a person, it's automatically definite, right? It's referring to something specific. So you can't say a Muhammad. I saw a Muhammad walking down the street. Right? Maybe in the Muslim world, because there's so many Muhammads, right? But generally, you're not going to use this, right? So you're not going to say something like that. So automatically, for now, the subject is definite and the predicate is indefinite, right? So here you have the subject Muhammadun. Even though it has it's definite. We learned this, right? Yes, we did. And insanun has a Is it definite or indefinite? It's indefinite. A person, right? So Muhammadun insanun. Muhammad is a person. Okay? Number 2. Say it to yourself. Now out loud. Musa mu'minun. Musa is a believer. Okay, Musa is a believer. Now you see on Musa, remember what we said, Musa never changes. Right? So it just that's the way it is, and because it's a name, it's definite. Okay? Number 3. Say it to yourself. Now out loud. Musa nabiyyun muslimun. Who got it? Good. Less people. So okay, we'll take it. So Musa is the subject. Okay, remember these boxes here? We got Musa here. And inside the box we got Nabiyun Muslimun. Okay? So that's the way it is. Musa is a Nabiyun Muslimun. Musa is a Muslim prophet. Okay? So that's it. Subject predicate. Number 4. Let's do a little bit more practice. Number 4. Say it to yourself. Now say it out loud. At-talibul jadidu kafirun. Let's translate it. The new student is a disbeliever. A disbeliever. Okay? We got that? Right? So at-talibul jadidu, that's why does the word jadid have al? Because it's an attributive adjective to which word? To at-talib. Exactly. That's it. And because at-talib has al, al-jadid also has an al. It has to have al. Because it's a copycat.
So, if there's an attributed adjective in front of the pronoun, like it would also have al, or would it not?
Yeah, good question. So let's say you have an attributive adjective on a name like Muhammad. Would it have al or no? Yes, it'll have al. Yeah. But it'll come before or after the name? After, exactly. That's the rule to remember. Okay. So you could say Muhammadun al-Qaribu, the near Muhammad. It doesn't really make sense, but you could say the short Muhammad. Muhammadun al-Qasiru. Let's say there's 5 Muhammads in your class, right? Muhammad is the most common name in the world. So there's 5 of them. You want to refer to the short one. Muhammadun al-Qasiru. The short Muhammad, please stand up, right? And then the short one will stand up, right? So that, yeah, good question. All right, what number were we on? 5. Number 5. Say it to yourself. Now out loud. Al-jabalu as-saghiru qawiyyun. What do you have? It's on the next page, maybe. It went down the page, maybe? Yeah, it got cut off? Yeah, okay. So it's a printing, because the thing is it's being modified. So once we print the book, then it'll be typeset properly. Yeah.
Well, I understand, like, usually for the indefinite nouns, like baytun, what about the attributive nouns? I mean, as baytun, qadimun, and then, I mean, so, how is supposed to say, like, attributive ones, is it definite, indefinite, or just like?
Don't worry about that for now. Yeah, don't focus on that. Just focus on these examples for now. Okay. So al-jabalu saghiru qawiyun, which means we found the qawi part. Al-jabalu saghiru qawiyun, and there's a shadda on the ya, right? Not qawiyun, but qawiyun. See that? Okay, so keep that in mind. You have to write that down when you're doing your homework. Write the shadda down. Very important. So you stop on it. Qawiyun. So what does that mean? It means the small mountain is strong. Small mountain is strong. Yes. Say that again. I couldn't hear you. Yes. Okay, so it's not. So the question is, when this rule about the adjective copying the same signs as the previous word, it only applies to attributive adjectives, and attributive adjectives are basically ones that are either attached to the subject or they're attached to the predicate. Now, if the predicate is already an adjective, it doesn't count. So it's not going to take the one before it. Otherwise, when you say, if you say al-baytu kabirun, and you say, well, kabir is an adjective, so it should follow what the word al-bayt, and bayt has a al, so it should also have a al. We're not counting the word kabir in this sentence as an attributive adjective. It's an adjective, but it's a predicate rather than an attributive adjective. You got it? Good. All right. Number 6. Now a little bit more trickier. So say it to yourself. Now out loud. Al-qamaru thaqilu qadimun ba'idun. Alright, get a little bit trickier, right? So who got that one right? Few people. Okay, ratio's going down here. Don't panic. Alright, don't panic, it's gonna be okay. You know, they say no panic on the Titanic, right? Which I never made any sense to me because they're about to die in sink. Should be panicking, making dua or something. Anyways, al-qamaru thaqilu qadimun ba'idun, which means, so break it up. We want to translate al-qamaru thaqilu is qadimun ba'idun. Start thinking that way. So I got this al-qamaru thaqil. What's happening? Well, let me tell you what it is. It is qadimun ba'idun. So al-qamaru thaqilu means the heavy moon. Qadimun ba'idun, it is what? It is far and old. Old and far. The true sentence. Is the moon not heavy? Or is the moon not old? Yes. Is the moon not distant? Yes. Is it heavy? Yes. Why are you laughing, man? There's nothing wrong with that sentence. You try and make up these sentences, man. They're hard. All right. So number 7. It takes like hours to think of these sentences. All right. Number 7. Say it to yourself. Okay, out loud. Al-Muslimul Jadidu Mu'minun Qawiyun. Let's translate it. The new Muslim is a strong believer. Who got it? Okay. Yes. Why strong believer? He's mu'minun qawiyun. Qawi means strong. Mu'min means believer. Attributive adjective of qawi goes. It's a far old. Yeah. You could switch it in this case. You could say old far old. It doesn't make any difference. Yeah, so say here's the thing. So look at number 6. You see qadimun ba'idun. So since the word qadim is an adjective and ba'id is an adjective, you can flip them around when you're translating it. It's not a big deal. When you look at number 7, mu'minun qawiyun, mu'min is not. Yeah, okay, mu'min can maybe be an adjective or it can be a noun. It just depends on how you look at it. You can flip it around as well if you want. You know, he's strong and a believer. He's strong and a believer. You could do that. believer and strong. You could do that, or just say strong believer. It just comes out easier, you know. See, don't be too worried about English translation, because there's 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways of translating something from Arabic into English. So don't get caught up in the translation as long as you're translating right. So if you say the small boy and the boy is small, that's a wrong translation. They're not the same. But if you go and you modify this a little bit, it's not a big deal. How many different translations of the Quran are there into English? You know? I've seen at least 30 of them myself. Just 30. So, I mean, and they're all different, right? So this translation, don't worry too much about being precise. Okay? Number 8. Say it to yourself. And now out loud. Al-waladul muslimul kabiru jabalun qawiyun. And the meaning is the large or old Muslim boy is a strong mountain. It's a metaphor, man. Come on, you guys use this all the time. I see high school youth going, "Oh, that guy's a beast," right? Is he a beast? Right? Is he literally a beast? No, he's not. But they mean he's strong like a beast, right? So, metaphor, all right? So it works, right? So we're good. We got that down. Good. Translate the following into Arabic. Now comes the real challenge. Okay, now this is the tricky part. So number 1, try to do it yourself real quick. Muhammad is a strong believer. And I'm going to start writing it. Okay, who got that? Good. Muhammadun mu'minun qawiyun.
Why are we putting two dhammas on Muhammad when it's a proper noun?
Okay, so why are we putting 2 dhammas on the word Muhammad? Because even though it's a proper noun, for now, that's just the way it is. So names, some names will have a dhamma, some names will have tanween, and some names will not have anything, like Musa. Just you have to memorize each and every name. It's going to fall in one of these 3 categories.
But then we also said, when it's a proper noun, we automatically think that it has other.
Exactly. When it's a proper noun, you think that it has a al built into it. Exactly. Got it? But with meaning wise, it doesn't take away the tanween. It doesn't take away the tanween. Okay? All right, good. Number 2, the young man is a disbelieving teacher. Okay. So start writing that. Who got that? Very good. MashaAllah. Now the brothers are actually outdoing the sisters. MashaAllah. That's very good. Or they're just writing slow because they write neater than brothers. One of the two. But alhamdulillah, we see more brothers picking up the pace now. Good. Number 3. Is that a heavy moon? So let's try and do that. Number 3. How many of you wrote the shadda on the last example here on Rajul? Who wrote the shadda? Good. You have to write the shadda. Who wrote the shadda on Sayyid? You did it? And don't forget, you have to write the shaddas as well. Okay. Good. So number 3. Who got this? أَذَلِكَ قَمَرٌ ثَقِيلٌ. Or hal. Or hal. ذَلِكَ قَمَرٌ ثَقِيلٌ. Also correct. Got it with the hal? Good. Okay, we're doing good so far. All right. Should we do number 4? Can we skip it? Please do it. Okay, let's do it. Number 4. All right. Who is that? That is a light student. That one's a little weird. Who is that? Okay. من ذلك؟ ذلك طالب خفيف. Who got that? Very good. That's mashallah. All the hands are going up now. So we got it. See, exercise, practice is the best way to make perfect. All right. Moving on. So look at example 5. Okay. Let's move this. So example 5. الجبل هنا والقمر هناك. The mountain is here and the moon is there. So what are we learning here? We're learning 2 new words. One of them is huna, which means here, and hunaka means there. So like the difference between them, it refers to the location of something. The difference between them is one of them indicates it's near and one of them indicates it's far. So we saw, for example, when we use the word hadha, it means something that's close. Dhalika means something that's far. Right? So the same thing, huna, something here. Hunaka, something that's there. A little bit further away. Okay? Usually, they are the predicate of nominal sentences in this example, like this example. Right? So, al-jabalu huna. So, where's the subject? Al-Jabalu, right? The mountain, Al-Jabalu. And what do you want to tell me about the Jabalu? I can tell you that Al-Jabalu kabirun. I can tell you that Al-Jabalu khafifun. I can tell you Al-Jabalu rajulun. which would be weird, right? Because the mountain is a man, right? It doesn't really make sense. But if you say al-jabalu huna, means the mountain is here. So huna is in the position of the predicate. Exactly. But usually you saw that the predicate takes tanween, right? But in this case, the word huna is like the word Musa. It's just stuck in that state. It's never going to change. No fatha, no dhamma, no kasra, no tanween. It's just huna. You don't need to worry about it anymore. No matter what happens, you don't need to worry about it. It's a really cool word. You don't need to think about it. So huna and hunaka, they just stuck there. So al-jabalu huna wal qamaru. What does wa mean? And wal qamaru hunaka. And the moon is there. So the mountain is here, the moon is there. Very simple, right? So now let's do the exercises. Exercise 3.5. Read the following sentence out loud and rewrite them. Make sure to write all the vowels and then translate it into English. So let's look at it. Look at number 1 for about good 10 seconds. Try and figure it out. Say it a few times. If you have 2 options in your mind, say both options. One of them's got to be right, hopefully. If you have 3 options in your mind, come to discussion section. Ready? You need a little bit more time. Who needs a little bit more time to think about it and just look at it? Or you're thinking so much you didn't have time to raise your hand?
You want the translation or the one?
Both. So now, let's read it together and then we're going to translate it. So let's read it together, slowly. Muhammadun hunaka wa-talibu huna. The translation is, Muhammad is there and the student is here. Piece of cake, right? Good. Number 2. Now you have 5 seconds. Okay, let's read it out loud. Man huna. Al-mu'minu huna. Who is here? The believer is here. Did anyone read that as min instead of man? No? Okay, good. Because we didn't learn min yet, right? That's why. By chapter 5, you'll get thrown off. Don't worry. So it's coming. Number 3. Read it to yourself. Look at it. Think about it. Okay, there's a trick here. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you 5 extra seconds. There's a little trick which many of you will make a mistake. So think about it. Okay, now let's go out loud. Halir rajulu hunaka. Naam. So who messed up the hali? They just said hal. Right? That's the trick. Remember the rule. When you have hal and then another word, you have 2 sukoons combining together. And when you have 2 sukoons in a row, one of the sukoons, the first sukoon, has to have what? It transforms into a vowel. Usually it's kasra, but it's not always. But in this case, it's kasra. So hal plus al equals halil. Remember that. Hal plus al equals halil. Alright. So halir rajulu hunaka. Is the man there? Na'am. Yes. That's it. Alright. Number 4. On the last one question, yes. You're gonna skip the lam? Oh yeah. You mean on the al-rajul, the al on the rajul? Yeah. So technically you would be saying ar-rajul, and now you say halir rajul. So you skip the lam, yes. Right. So number 4. Second lam. So remember the lam never has shadda on it itself. It's the ra which has the shadda on it. The lam just gets skipped over, right? So you never put, when you say ar-rajul, you put the shadda on the ra, not on the lam. Got it? Okay, so halir rajulu هناك. Let me write it for you just to make it clear. ها لي Got it? Oh, you heard? No, I said هل الرجل. هل الرجل. You thought I heard? You thought I said halil rajulu? See, the reason why it's gonna sound like that because the whole point of the shadda is because the ra and the lam position sound near to each other. So sometimes you may hear it like that, but you know that it's not the way that it is. Okay, so halil rajulu hunaka naam. Number 4. Number 4. Let's read it. Al-ma'ul qadimu huna. The old water is here. Okay? Good. Now comes challenge 3.6. Okay, number 1. Musa is here and Muhammad is there. Okay, this is actually very easy. Right? I'll give you 5 seconds for this one. Okay, let's read it. Musa huna wa Muhammadun hunaka. Who got the Muhammadun right? Good. It's always going to be Muhammadun. Okay. Number 2. Who is over there? The boy is over there. That should not be a question mark. Okay, ready? Okay. Who is over there? Man hunaka. Al-waladu hunaka. Simple. So see what happened, what's probably going to trick you up is you learn that the word hunaka means there. And now all of a sudden you see the word over there. And you're thinking, what is the word over? I don't know what the word over is. Don't translate literally in your mind. Over there and there in this sentence means the same thing, right? There's no difference if you say who is there and who is over there. It's the same meaning, right? You don't need the word over. In fact, if you put the word over, you get it wrong. The word over is fawqa, which means on top of something or over something. If you translate this literally, you said man fawqa hunaka, it's wrong. So don't translate literally. I'm telling you this because this is a mistake that I made. I taught myself Arabic the first time I learned it. Right? I just bought books on Amazon. I learned it myself. So I used to translate literally. And I realized that that was a big mistake. So I'm trying to get you into the habit. Don't make the same mistake. Okay? Good. Number 3. Think about it. Okay, let's say هل الأستاذ هنا؟ نعم الأستاذ هنا. Good. Number 4. What is here? The pen is here. Let's say it. ما هنا القلم هنا. Got it? Number 5. And don't get tricked. We're only using words that we learned in this class so far. If somebody says Allahu Akbar, it's a true statement, but it's wrong in this sentence. Okay? So number 5. Next page. There's no number 5. In the new one, there's, okay, so one person who has the new one, there's number. So the people who print out didn't have number 5. Something, jinn. I blame the jinn. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so, khair. Let me write it out, yes. Here, number 5. Allah is great. Good. So try to write that out yourself. I'm going to write out number 6. Okay. How do you say Allah is great? Allahu Kabiru or Run? Run. Allahu Kabirun. Can we say Allahun? No. Allahu. Right? Anyone who's Desi or Persian, they can never forget that. The Allahu part. You know why you can't forget it. Alright. It's a bunch of songs like that. Alright. Number 6. The strong Muslim is Adam. Okay? The strong Muslim is Adam. Okay, let's say it out loud. Al-Muslimul Qawiyyu Adamu. Who said Adamun? Yeah. Why Adamu and not Adamun? That's just the way it is. And we mentioned that before. The Adamu is just the way it is. It doesn't take tanween. Now, what if I wanted to say Adam is a strong Muslim? Adamu Muslimun Qawiyun. Good, very good. We've got a good sentence going. Al-Muslimul Qawiyyu Adamu. So Adam is the predicate actually, in this case. So technically, yeah, the predicate now is definite, but we're just seeing it in a different way. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's look at your sentence. Say it again. Adamu. Yes. Al-Muslimu Qawiyyu. Qawiyun. Okay, so this is what the brother wrote. Okay. Adamu al-Muslimu Qawiyun. This actually means, you look at these together. The Muslim Adam is strong. I mean, that has a meaning, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the strong Muslim is Adam. So remember the is here. We want Adam to be the predicate, and we want the strong Muslim to be the subject. All right, so you gotta put those in order. Okay, good. Number 7. Oh, I didn't write it. Number 7. Muhammad is a messenger and Adam is a prophet. We can do this one fast, and I'll give you number 8 as well. Good. Number 7. Let's say it. Muhammadun Rasulun wa Adamu Nabiyyun. Good. Number 8. What is that? Ma Zalika. It is a new book. How do you say it? Huwa. Exactly. Huwa Kitabun Jadidun. Right? Simple? Good? Just little practice, it'll come. You do this again at home from scratch, you'll get it, inshallah. So example 6. Let's moving on. Example 6. Let's read it. Huwallahul Qawiyyul Kabiru. This is very Quranic style. You find this kind of thing in the Quran a lot. So, Huwallahul Qawiyyul Kabiru. Translation is He is Allah, the mighty and great. Okay, so this example introduces the pronoun huwa. This is the pronoun that we're learning here. Huwa. Okay. There's no example 6? Who has the example 6 in front of them? The majority of the class. I don't know what's going on. Chapter 3 text, example 6. The text. No, not homework 6. Yeah, you got it? Yeah. So example 6 explanation. This example introduces the pronoun huwa. Right? So pronoun, what is a pronoun? Okay, a pronoun is used to refer to a noun. So something that refers to a noun, not the noun itself. And it takes the place of a noun. So it can either be translated as he, or it can be translated as it. So a man, you'd use the pronoun he. A book, you'd use the pronoun it. A car, you'd use the pronoun it. Right? So that's it. So depending on whether it's a person or it's a thing, you're going to translate differently. But in Arabic, there is no neuter. Okay? Neuter means the word it. So in Arabic, everything is masculine or feminine. So a book is masculine and a car is feminine. Right? Even though in American culture, you might think the opposite. Right? But that's not the way it is. So we're going to learn more of this later on, but that's just remember that for now. Okay? So huwa is a pronoun that means he or it. In this example, the pronoun is the subject of the sentence. So huwa is the subject. So you look at the word huwa and you put, okay, subject equals predicate, and this is the rest of the sentence. Okay, Allahul Qawiyyul Kabiru. So you have huwa is the pronoun. So he is, and then we want the rest of the pronoun. Allahul Qawiyyul Kabiru, Allah the mighty and the great. So the pronoun is the subject of the sentence and the word Allah is the predicate. Right? In fact, the whole thing is the predicate, right? Keep in mind that the word Allah always ends in a short vowel. Okay, so don't forget, Allahu, short vowel, unlike the name Muhammad or Musa, which always ends either in a tanween or in a long vowel. So Muhammadun has tanween, Musa has a long vowel. Right? Furthermore, note that the two attributive adjectives following the word Allah are definite by having the word al added to each of them. This was the question that the brother asked, right? He said if you use the word Muhammadun and you want to put an attributive adjective next to it, you want to say the big Muhammad, how do you do that? Do you add a al or no? Yes, you add a al. Why do you add a al? Because Muhammad is what? It's definite. Exactly. So you say Muhammadun al-Kabiru, the big Muhammad. Right? So now you're doing the exact same thing in this case. And what you're doing is, you have Huwallahu, which means He is Allah. This part of the sentence is very clear. Subject, predicate. Huwa Allahu. You want to add more attributive adjectives to describe Allah directly. So you want to add Qawi and you want to add Kabir. You cannot say Qawiyun Kabirun because you already have Allah, the word Allah acting as the predicate of the sentence. So you have to put a al. Because the word Allah is definite because it's the proper noun. Making sense? A little bit. So if you said Muhammadun, you have to put al-Kabiru if you want it to be clear. Right? So you can say Muhammadun Kabirun, which would mean what? Muhammad is big. If you say Muhammadun al-Kabiru, it means what? The big Muhammad. Okay? In this case, if you said Allahu Qawiyun Kabirun, it would mean Allah is strong and great. If you say Allahul Qawiyul Kabiru, it means the great or the great and strong Allah, basically. But the way you're translating it, when you have a predicate, you're saying Huwa Allahul Qawiyul Kabir, He is Allah, the strong and the great. Right? It's a more eloquent translation. Technically, you could also translate this as He is the great and mighty Allah. That's also correct translation. Yeah? Any questions? Yes.
You say out or like after you say Allah.
After you say Allahu, you add al to these adjectives. You add al to the adjectives because Allah is a proper noun and is definite. Okay? Alright. So we got that. And then it's written that the reason is because the name Allah is definite and therefore its attributive adjectives must also have an al. So let's take a look at some practice here. 3.7. Let's read these sentences. Number 1. We're just practicing huwa first. So read it to yourself. And now out loud. Huwa Muslimun da'ifun. He is a weak Muslim. Good. Number 2. Let's read it. Ma huwa. Huwa kitabun qadimun. What is it? How do you know it or him? Because of the ma. Because of the ma. That's good. Or you could read the rest of the sentence and figure it out. But the ma helps you. If it was man, huwa, then it would be he. It would be a person, right? So ma huwa, what is it? Huwa kitabun qadimun. It is a old book. It is an old book. Number 3. Okay, there's a little trick here in the beginning. So I'm gonna give you a few seconds to think about it. Okay, let's read it together. Manil waladu. Who got that? All right. We didn't have this? Hold on. I'm gonna verify this right now. Go to the word man. Oh, you don't have this example in front of you? Oh, that's a whole nother issue. All right. Where are you? Number 3? What do you have in front of you? Okay, the word waladu somehow just disappears. Khair. Okay, don't worry. Do you have a footnote? Footnote 11? Anyone else besides Sister Andrea? No one has footnote 11, huh? Okay, maybe something happened here. Okay, don't worry about it. Skip that example. Go to number 4. What do you have for number 4? Ahuwa ustazun la huwa talibun tawil? Good. Okay, so let's read it. So I just gave you the answer, but let's read it. Huwa ustazun. Right? Let's translate this part. Let's translate sentence by sentence. Ahuwa ustazun, is he a teacher? La, no. Huwa talibun tawilun. He is a tall student. Good. Exercise 3.8. Number 1. Is he a Muslim? No, he is a disbeliever. We're trying to do this. Okay, let's do it now. Is he a Muslim? Huwa muslimun. Or you could say hal huwa muslimun, and the answer is no. La, he is a disbeliever. Huwa kafirun. Good. Number 2, is this a house? Hadha baytun? No. La, it is a mountain. Huwa jabalun. Good? Okay. Number 3, Musa is a prophet. For those of you who took the Quran class, Quran 101, who can tell me what group of people this would refer to? Who lived in the mountains? Thamud. Very good. The people of Thamud. All right. Number 3, Musa is a prophet and he is a messenger. Okay. You see that? Musa is, okay. So let's do it. Musa nabiyyun wa huwa rasulun. Got it? Number 4. Is the pen small? Halil qalamu saghirun la huwa kabirun. Got it? You see it? It's flowing now a little bit more naturally. Good. Number 7. Is the, okay, Hal Adamu da'ifun jiddan? Is the mosque, okay, translation is wrong. Hal Adamu da'ifun jiddan? Is Adam very weak? That should be the translation. Okay? So you can write that down. Hal Adamu da'ifun jiddan? Is Adam very weak? So this example, all it does is introduce the word very, which is jiddan. Jiddan means very. And you write the tanween on top of the dal or on top of the alif? Which one? Either way, exactly. Both of them are correct. So hal Adamu da'ifun jiddan? Jiddan means very. And it comes after the adjective and it just gives more power to it, right? So if you say Adamu da'ifun, Adam is weak. Say Adamu da'ifun jiddan, is very weak. Okay? It always comes after the adjective. That's it. Nothing else to really talk about in that example. So all you do is, let's take a sentence. I'm going to throw something randomly out there. The mosque is very far. How would you say that? Al-masjidu ba'idun jiddan. Right? And if I ask you, hey, why didn't I see you at Fajr this morning? My response will be, Al-masjidu qaribun jiddan. And therefore you have no excuse. Right? And then you're going to respond and say, La, al-masjidu ba'idun jiddan. Right? And then I'm going to explain the words for liar and all that stuff later on. You know, we'll worry about that later. Yes, brother. What's that? Yes, good. So the word very, jiddan, is like huna and hunaka. Doesn't change. It's stuck as jiddan. So you never need to think about it. You never need to worry about it. It's perfect. Great to go. Now let's do chapter review. So exercise 3.9. See the example. What you're supposed to do in this example is you answer the following questions with a no. So I don't want to see any yeses here. These are all no's. It's like your 3-year-old child. Everything's a no, right? And you indicate the opposite answer. So you do the opposite. So let's look at the example. What does the example say? Hal huwa kafirun ba'idun. Right? And you answer. So what does that mean? Hal huwa kafirun ba'idun. Is he a far disbeliever? And you answer la, no. And you do the opposite. So huwa, you haven't not learned the feminine yet. So you keep huwa as huwa. Okay? Kafirun, the opposite of kafirun is mu'min. Okay? Opposite of ba'id is qarib. So you say la huwa mu'minun qaribun. No, he is a near believer. Got it? So look at number 1, read the sentence yourself, and then let's do the opposite. Okay? It's easy. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this out loud verbally. Okay? Let's read it first. A Muhammadun hunaka wa talibu huna. Is Muhammad there and the student here? Now we're going to answer the opposite. La Muhammadun huna wa talibu hunaka. Right. This helps you flow your Arabic so you think more. Okay? Number 2. Let's read it. Halirrajulu hunaka. Is the man over there? And the answer, La arrajulu huna. Good. Number 3. Huwa ustazun jadidun jiddan. Is he a Very new teacher. Come on, I need class participation. Come on, class participation. Right. All right. Huwa ustadun jadidun jiddan. Is he a new teacher? La huwa ustadun qadimun jiddan. Right. Or if you wanted to do the opposite of ustaz, what would you get? Huwa talibun qadimun jiddan. Which would make more sense, right? So you're asking, is this the new teacher? And you say, no, this is some old student. Why would you confuse a teacher with a student in the first place? One of those failure guys, you know? He's like 30 and he's still sitting in high school. So he looks like a teacher, but he's not. Right. Anyways, some shows that had that. Anyways, number 4. So see if you can read this one first. Just look at the first 2 words and see if you can read them. Halillahu ba'idun. Right? Is Allah far? La. Allahu qaribun. No. Allah is near. Got it? Exercise 3.10. Let's translate into Arabic. Number 1. Who is that? Man dhalika. Is that a new student? Dhalika talibun jadidun. No, that is an old student. La dhalika talibun qadimun. That's an old student. Right? Number 2, is the old mountain very tall? Halil jabalul. The old mountain. Is the old mountain very tall? Halil jabalul qadimu tawilun jiddan. Right? Yes, it is very tall. Na'am huwa tawilun jiddan. Good. Number 3. Is that a person over there? Adhalika insanun hunaka. No, it is a small house. La huwa baytun saghirun. Either it's a really big person or it's a person who's speaking who has very bad eyesight. Could be either one. No claims are being made here. Number 4. Who is here? Man huna. Is this a teacher? Hadha ustadhun. No, it is a student. La huwa talibun. Good. Number 5. Musa is a great prophet and Muhammad is a very strong man. Musa is a great prophet. Musa, prophet, not messenger. Nabiyyun kabirun wa Muhammadun a very strong man. What word? Okay, we got 3 words here. Jiddan is very, qawi is strong, rajul is man. Which word has to come first? Man. Okay. What word comes next? Qawi. Okay. So, wa Muhammadun rajulun qawiyun jiddan. Got it. Good. Chapter 4. Are you ready for a break? Break. Okay. 10-minute break. We resume at 9:16. Assalamu alaikum.
I feel like I'm just gonna push it. I feel like it's a bit confusing right now. I mean,
Are you doing the homework?
homework. I mean, I do the homework.
Do the homework. You're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Yes.
I mean,
You'll be fine. Don't worry. How it went? I mean, how yours went?
Yeah, so we're still getting like
Yeah. So what happened?
3 people, so I think we'll just continue doing it.
Just 3 people?
Yes.
Here.
Yeah, we went, we're doing the articles.
Okay.
It's just three sisters, yeah.
So what do you want to do? What do you reckon?
So you said to follow up with him if you know.
Yeah. So you want to try Urban?
Well, there was no like.
Oh, so you will start. They will start coming.
That's what they were saying.
Whatever you. I just wanted to know was that's very unfortunate, though, because most people work on Wednesday, right? On Thursday. So your session is actually on a Monday. It's supposed to be more convenient for
And I
people.
think also like my brothers feel like that could be a reason that.
Good. No, the majority of people here are women. For tribes, yeah.
I have no idea, but I just wanted to update you.
Okay, no, just okay.
And then also.
You're fine sticking with it then?
Yeah, I'm quite sticking with that. I think it's just better to create consistency. And then also, I know Sister Mina had mentioned about the vocab, and you guys, so what like a lot of students were asking for was like separate vocab sheets, like kind of like glossary and that.
So you don't mean vocab sheets, you mean a whole vocab list
Yeah, so
of
like,
what we've learned so far.
exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah.
So like each chapter, so instead of like them when I usually tell them as well like take the sheets that have the vocab and put them separately, but like they were saying that has exercises and stuff on it. So if we have a soft copy, I can do it too.
What I recommend is I can send you a soft copy. Just request it from me.
Yeah.
And if you want to do this, take everything we've learned so far, all the nouns in one page, all the adjectives on one page, so combine it
Yeah, I
together.
was asking Mina for a soft copy. I can do that.
Yeah, inshallah. Yeah. Just request it from me. I'll send you the docx file.
Okay, inshallah. And then the last thing was, inshallah, like, I was thinking, did we set a date for the midterm?
I saw her email. She's right here. We had set a date.
Because I was thinking of doing a review session.
Yeah.
And then we can do it on a separate day.
So what I was thinking, I think it's better we leave the midterm a little bit open. Only when we finish 10 chapters should we have a midterm. So until we hit chapter 10, we shouldn't have a midterm. That's my opinion. So let's do that. Even if it's 7th week, let's do it in the 7th week.
Okay, and I was making like little review sheets as I go along, so I can just get them done.
Very good, perfect. Of grading, of the homework corrected.
Like, no, a little review sheets, like kind of the concepts that.
Okay, very good. Okay.
So I can show it to you.
Perfect. Okay, so
Computer decided not to work.
I heard.
Yeah, it wasn't the internet. It needs to stay plugged in.
Oh, it wasn't the internet.
No. I wonder what she kept saying. No, it doesn't work. It's a computer. We have a laptop. It has to be plugged into work, but today it wasn't going to work.
It just died completely.
Yeah, it just would not stay on. And the plug, the cord is a little frayed here.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's just it or not. So
You guys need a laptop?
We'll find one. Just Miss Lisa should bring hers. I'll bring mine from home. There's probably another one in the masjid.
This is the masjid laptop. We are donating laptops for people who are in need. Okay, ICOI ironically happens to be
One of those in need?
one of those
One of
in
those
need.
brothers said we have one, and I said, we'll find it later because we didn't want to go spend it. So we missed like a lot of other people went home. So this is how you do it. And this setup, this
Yeah,
is what it is.
this is it.
And they're able to log in at home and watch it. Yeah.
And you can watch it afterwards as well.
Yep, exactly. That's what we told them. So,
So I was watching the Islamic vlog in my class, and so basically like my question is regarding the need.
Which one? 1, 2, or 3? Two. Oh, two.
So basically like there's people who they have it, they still eat without because they say it's Christian. But how could you ever with certainty say the person who's doing the slaughtering is Christian?
You can.
So you can't really make that claim with anything. As far as like people who are slaughtering, right?
But see, you have to assume. So if let's say it's in and out in Pakistan, there's a very likely chance that it's definitely going to be a Muslim.
In America,
In America, you can't, yeah. Which is why this guy's going crazy every day because he's trying to eat in and out.
the only thing
But he just asked me the in and out questions.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's the answer.
People are telling me that your claim about in and out only or getting meat from elsewhere is being disproven.
I would love to see that.
They got phone calls. That's what they're telling me.
I would love to see it. Show me some evidence, man.
I heard like defense saying that usually working in the factories and stuff are Latin, so it's a high probability that they're
You're
Catholic.
gonna go out and then come back? Come on, man.
I'm sorry, if you guys would have milk, that'd be great. Give us the milk.
There's no milk here?
It's just coffee. I don't like coffee.
Yeah, there's a high probability that they're all Catholic just because they're Latin.
Yeah, I mean, there's a problem, but what's the real probability right now? And you know, I accept that argument. Like, I don't blame someone if they're gonna follow that, right? It's a high probability, but I just don't think it's as high as people claim it to be.
So you're kind of saying it's up to the person to make that judgment.
It's up to there's a scholarly difference of opinion on this, right? But my problem is that, you know, people who do eat here, they say, oh, it's very high probability, right? If they go and visit Canada, they're gonna do the same thing if it's in Canada. But there's not a high probability in Canada. So they're going to forget the high probability part and they're just going to keep on eating wherever they go. That's the problem. That's the problem that I have. If you go to Alabama, it's not a high probability. If the meat was coming from Alabama, it's not a place where there's the most immigrants, right? It's not Catholic probability. Right? So it's very different. Yeah. Yes, everyone is being recorded.
It was like a section about basically the integral food, how most people are just the one food in mind. We had talked about where, that you should testify when you have kids or something. So, I kind of I was trying to figure out what exactly it meant, but it seems like tell the girls, like, oh, you have this, don't say, or the dead people say, they'll say, so they'll tell
It's live.
Oh, okay, so this is,
Where's the first button? Even if it's yeah, I can see that for other people, you know, I'm the one who, not so much who's married. So the big thing is war is not once you're incorporated into society, it's already that's why the thing you have to understand slavery is very important. We look at America, that European slavery is that's the only thing. Why is it meaning? When you take over a land, what do you do? People are most likely to rebel. You took over the place. You just killed their husbands. What are you going to do? They're going to try to kill you. They're going to try to poison you. They're going to run away. They're going to kill themselves in the desert. They're going to be running away from where? You just cover the whole area. What do you do with it? That's what slavery is. It's not restricted all the other slaves. When you understand that concept, the rest of it starts to become Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's you have to look at the whole context, which most people don't realize. And I tell you, it's very difficult. It's difficult to see that.
Do you need the mouse?
No, no, no.
Could you unplug the speed just somewhere? It's just 3 minutes and I want to make sure it doesn't
Sure.
disappear. Yeah, and also, a lot of students are worried about the midterm and stuff. Can you just
I thought about it. I said, we shouldn't have a midterm until we finish chapter 10. However long it takes. If it's 7th week or 8th week, we're only going to have it once we finish chapter 10.
Okay, so I think if you can just let the students know.
I'll let them know right
And then
now. Sure.
also, there's a lot of students are asking about on-site, offline testing. So,
The midterm part?
yeah, so
Okay, I'll
if you just
clarify
let
it.
them know that we'll arrange for testing day on-site, and then also
Sure.
the online students, whenever.
Inshallah ta'ala. All right. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Has it been 10 minutes? It's been more than 10 minutes, right? That was a long question. All right, 13 minutes. Okay, let's get started. We got a lot to cover. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. So first of all, regarding the midterm, okay, the midterm we're going to do after we finish chapter 10. So once we finish chapter 10, we're going to do the midterm. Even if that's the 7th week or it's the 8th week, that's when we're going to have the midterm. So we'll be announcing when it is. And the way the midterm is going to be is that anyone who is enrolled in a live class, the midterm will be live. And we're going to schedule a time where you can take it physically in person, but not during class time. Okay, so it's got to be live in class. You got to be writing it, and then you turn it in. Anyone who's at a remote campus, like ICOI, CVIC, and there's only 2 remote campuses, I think. Anyone who's at a remote campus will be writing it and will be sending us, will be writing it in their masjid, and they're going to be sending us the paper. Anyone who's online, like the people in Canada or something, they're going to be writing their thing. It's an amana, it's a trust, and you're going to be scanning it and you're going to be sending in your paper, because you have to write it so we can see your writing and everything. Okay, so that's the way the midterm is going to be, inshallah. All right, so let's go to chapter 4. So we need to move a little bit faster now. So I hope everyone's got their coffee. You're ready to pay attention? Let's go. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's read the text out loud. Number 1. Al-bintu mu'minatun. The girl is a believer. Al-muslimatu qasiratun. The Muslim, feminine, the F stands for feminine, meaning the Muslim girl. Al-muslimatu qasiratun. The Muslim girl is short. Number 3. Al-madinatul kabiratu jamilatun. The large city is beautiful. Number 4. We're just reading right now, okay? Number 4. Hiya narun qawiyatun. It is a strong fire. Number 5. Maryamu fi jannatin wa khadijatu fil madinati. Maryam is in a garden and Khadija is in the city. Yeah, the translation for people who printed out before was wrong, but the new translation is correct. Okay, now the one online right now is up, is correct. The one that's there right now is correct. So I apologize for the translation. You can just download it and get the right translation, inshallah. Number 6. Fatimatu min Makkata. Fatima is from Mecca. Number 7. Al-mar'atu ala al-jabal as-saghiri. The woman is on the small mountain. Okay, so let's look at the words. The first word going top right, imra'a, and if you add a al to the word imra'a, the word changes to al-mar'a or al-mar'atu. So that's one of the kind of exceptional words that you're going to find. So imra'a does not, if you add al, it doesn't become al-imra'a. It becomes al-mar'a. Okay? Going to the left, bint means girl, or actually it can mean daughter as well. Okay? Medina means city, and it's a feminine word. Kalima means word. Shams means sun, and it is feminine as well. So the sun is feminine. Ard means earth, or it can also mean ground. Remember, semicolon means what? What does the semicolon in this mean? 2 different meanings. Okay, so ard can mean earth, or it can also mean the ground, what you're standing on. Okay, Jannah means garden, and it means paradise when it's definite, meaning when you have al. If you say al-Jannah, it can either mean the garden or paradise, meaning paradise where we want to go, or Jannah means garden. Yes, question. Yes, so ard can mean earth, like planet earth, or it can mean ground, or it can also mean earth in the sense that it means like soil or something like. It can mean that too. Yeah. Yes.
Well, for like Jannata, you know, you could say the garden, like, I mean, like, here is my garden. This is the garden.
Just stick with this for now. So Jannah means garden, and Al-Jannah means paradise. Okay. Let's just leave it this way for now, inshallah. All right. Nar means fire. Nar means fire, and it's feminine, right? Ayah, right? Now, why did I not put a fatha on the ya on the word ayah? Can anyone tell me this? Why should you know though? We've never seen the word ayah before, so how should you know? How can I expect you to know that there's a fatha on the ya? Because, yeah, my question is, how do you know there's a fatha on the ya? If I didn't tell you, There's a ta marbuta, which means it has to have a fatha on the letter coming before it. That's why. Okay. So it would be really unfortunate if somebody were to put a kasra or a dhamma on one of these letters that has a ta marbuta coming after it, right? Because it's just the general rule. You should get so used to it, you'll never make a mistake on this, right? It's like someone who writes al-kabirun. Very unfortunate mistake, right? Because it's just so cannot happen, right? It can never happen. The next word is ad-dunya. And see, I didn't put the shadda on the dal because by this time you're supposed to know that there's a shadda there. Okay? So ad-dunya refers to the world or the worldly life. Okay? And it's feminine. Proper nouns. Maryamu is Mary or Maryam. Khadijatu is Khadija. Makkatu stands the city of Makkah. Fatimatu is not Egypt. Fatimatu is Fatima. Okay, so remove that. And other words. The word fi means in. Okay. Now look at the footnote. Let's look at the footnote here. Footnote 13. The long vowel is not pronounced when a sukoon follows. So when there's a sukoon after the word fi, you do not pronounce the long vowel e. So let's look at an example. When you say fi al-bayt, you say it fil bayt. Okay? So it's pronounced fil bayt and you don't put the e sound. So you don't say fil bayt. Fil bayt. Connects together. Just remember that rule. Okay? The next word is ala. Ala means on or on top of. So look at footnote 12. The long vowel is not pronounced when a sukoon follows. Same rule. So if you say ala and al-bayt, you combine it together, you skip the long vowel and you say alal-bayt. Got it? Okay. Number 14. Min means from. When it's followed by, look at the footnote, when it's followed by a sukoon, the noon takes a fatha instead of a sukoon. So remember we said when two sukoons come together, one of them will become a vowel. Usually we said it's a kasra. In this case, it's an exception to the rule and it's a fatha. So let me give you the example. The word min means from. If we say min and then we say Muhammad, from Muhammad. If I say, no, bad example. The man, ar-rajul, the man, right? If I say min, ar-rajul, and I want to combine them together, I say min ar-rajul. Min ar-rajul. Like if I was going to say hal and rajul, what do I say? Halir rajul. So min and ar-rajul becomes min ar-rajul. Got that? Yes. I mean, I can't really test this, but this will be second nature to you, I guarantee you. For min, yes, you need to write a fatha.
Right, but we won't be giving us a list of why is it that there's no clear, and we should know reason for that, or if it's just intuition because you've done it so many times.
Yeah, I know, intuition is fine. Yeah, you don't need to know. In fact, I'm not giving you the real rule here, in fact. I told you about the two sukoons coming together and all of that. Yeah, you don't need to know. As long as you know that it's written correctly and you can pronounce it correctly, that's all that matters. Okay? So yeah, I don't care too much about theory if you don't know the theory, as long as you can do it. All right, so min. And the last word is she or it is hiya. Hiya is opposite of huwa, same thing. So she or it. Okay, let's begin the text. So explaining the text. Example number 1. Al-bintu mu'minatun. The girl is a believer. Okay. So if we wanted to do the opposite of this sentence, we'd say ar-rajulu mu'minun. Or al-waladu mu'minun. Right? The boy is a believer. Now we're saying al-bintu mu'minatun. So now we learn the feminine noun. Now the feminine noun, it acts just like the masculine noun when it's the subject. So ar-rajulu al-bintu. No change, right? But the feminine noun causes the predicate to change, right? From being masculine to being feminine. And so it's a different form now. So if you say ar-rajulu mu'minun, you cannot say al-bintu mu'minun. But because al-bint, the word for the girl, is feminine, you need to modify this adjective, right? Not attributive adjective, but adjective, mu'min. You need to change it and make it into its feminine form. So what is the feminine form? The way you get something into the feminine form is by adding a ta marbuta, the round ta, at the end of it. So mu'min, you take the word mu'min and you add the little round ta at the end of it. And you get mu'mina, right? And in this case, mu'minatun. Okay, so mu'minun, masculine, mu'minatun, feminine. Right? Take another example. Muslimun, feminine, muslimatun. Okay? Qaribun, masculine, feminine, qaribatun. We're getting it, kind of? Let's do a few more. Ba'idun, masculine, ba'idatun, feminine. Okay? Saghirun, masculine, saghiratun, feminine. Good. Some people are looking confused. It's hard to process, or we got it? Does it make sense or no? If I had an African American audience, man, I would be getting like feedback from the audience like crazy, you know. But I don't know what's with the, mashallah, yes. Oh, okay. So if there's a tun, is the preceding one fatha for like mu'minatun. The reason why it is because the general rule is the ta, marbuta, the round ta, has to always have a fatha preceding it. That's always the rule in this case. Okay, so it's always going to be fatha before the tun. Right? So mu'minatun, qaribatun, ba'idatun, kafiratun, kabiratun. Getting it right? Okay.
So when it is al in front of feminine, it will follow the same.
It will follow the same rules, which we're getting to in the next example. So let's not jump the gun, but I'll explain everything in detail, inshallah. So now, quick test. How do you say the woman is a disbeliever? Look at your word, your vocab list that you have one page before this. How do you say the woman? Jamil, how do you say it? Al-mar'a, two, good. And how do you say disbeliever? Say kafiratun, right? Al-mar'atu kafiratun. Okay? And if she all of a sudden, mashallah, she takes her shahada right now, everyone says takbir, Allahu Akbar. Now she's al-mar'atu muslimatun or mu'minatun, right? Good. All right, example 2. Al-muslimatu qasiratun. The Muslim, feminine, we're talking about feminine, is short. Okay, the Muslim is short, or the Muslima is short. This example shows that the subject of the nominal sentence can also be changed to feminine by adding the round ta marbuta, after it. So all you gotta do is you add this little round ta marbuta, it becomes feminine. So all these words you know so far, you just add the ta, it becomes feminine. Okay, so you obviously not proper names and all of that, but all the other words. So you have al-muslimu qasirun, masculine, al-muslimatu qasiratun, feminine. Right? So take this, or take exercise 4.1. Exercise 4.1 says, make the combination of the two words into nominal sentences, making sure to write out all the vowels. Okay. So let's look at this. We want to make nominal sentences. Number 1, we have imra'a, which means woman, and we have kabir, which means big. So make this into a nominal sentence. What we're trying to say is the woman is big. How do you say that? Or the woman is great. How do you say that? Remember, when you add al to the word imra'a, you get al-mar'a. Okay? So it is al-mar'atu kabiratun. So if you say kabirun, you've made the woman somewhat masculine. You can't do that. Right? You can't do that. This, no matter how strong the LGBT, the transgender movement gets, you still cannot do that. Okay? So, al-mar'atu kabiratun. You mean write that? Okay. Because I asked you in the question, make them nominal sentences. And if you didn't, you'd say imra'atun kabiratun, which means a big woman or a great woman, but it's not a nominal sentence. That's why. Okay? So number one, al-mar'atu okay, this is a sukun, al-mar'atu kabiratun. Kabiratun. Good? Al-mar'atu kabiratun. Good. Number two. Say it to yourself. Now out loud. Al-jannatu tawilatun. Right? Paradise is long, or the garden is long. Okay? Number three. Now let's say it together. Al-bintu qasiratun. The girl is short. Number four. Al-madinatu jadidatun. Good. The city is new. Number eight. Ash-shamsu. Well, let's do this one real quick. Ash-shamsu ba'idatun. See, this was a little bit tricky now, right? Because you didn't see a ta in the subject. Because shams doesn't have a ta. But shams, we learned, is feminine. If you ask me why is it feminine, it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Okay? So, shams is feminine. So, ash-shamsu ba'idatun. Now change the word shams with qamar. Now tell me, what is the sentence? Al-qamaru ba'idun. Because qamar is masculine and shams is feminine. It's just the way it is. Okay? Number 10. Let's say it together. Ad-dunya khafifatun. This worldly life is light. Right? Yes, you had a question. Oh, I answered it earlier. Good. Alhamdulillah. All right. Clear. Now see, you just need to practice with your vocabulary. Okay, keep your vocabulary sheet in front of you for now. The point is, if you can make the sentences with your vocabulary sheet next to you, you're fine. All you gotta do is memorize the vocab and you're good to go. Yeah. So, exercise 4.2. Little bit trickier now. Everyone seems to be getting it. I know it's challenging, it's late at night and everything, but you're getting it, alhamdulillah. Exercise 4.2. Number one, the word is long. So let's identify words here. What's the word for word? Kalima. What's the word for long? Tawil. Okay, now let's make this sentence. The word is long. Al-kalimatu tawilatun. Who got it? Okay, that's bad. That's a bad statistic. Okay, what's going on? Why didn't you? Someone explain to me. Why didn't you get it? Who understood it afterwards? You understood afterwards. What do you think it was?
I wanted to see how I would say it, and I just realized afterwards that
There is no is. Yeah, you don't. Okay, you got confused on the is. Right. Anyone else? What did they put accidentally? What happened to them? Everyone got scared. Yeah, what did you accidentally put? Oh, it just took a while to process. Okay, okay. But you're getting it. Okay, okay. Alhamdulillah. Good. Number 2. The earth is large. Al-ardu kabiratun. Why? Because earth is feminine. Earth is feminine. Number 3. The sun is fire. This is a tricky one. The sun is fire. Ash-shamsu narun. You don't need to make it naratun, because fire is already feminine. In the form that it's in, it's already feminine. So you don't change shams to shamsatu, right? Because it's already feminine. So if something is feminine, you leave it the way it is. Ard is feminine, don't make it into ardatun, right? But if it's not feminine, then you add the ta in order to make it feminine. Yeah. You can't. You can do it to something which is masculine. You can't do it to something which is feminine. Kalima is, there is no kalim, actually. Kalima is just built that way. It's just that's the way it is. Yeah. Like Medina, it's just that way. There is no Madin. There's just Medina. That's it. Okay. All right. Number 4. The fire is weak. An-naru da'ifun fatun. Fire is feminine. We're getting the hang of it slowly. I know it sounds funny, but it's because it's the foreign language. Always sound funny. All right. Number 5. The sign is weighty, meaning heavy. The sign, al-ayatu thaqilatun. This is tough. Wait till you get to idafa. Next week. It's gonna be very painful. That one is tough. This is you'll get this, don't worry, inshallah. Alright. Number 6. The woman is a disbeliever. Al-mar'atu kafiratun. Yeah? Number 7. The garden is small. Al-jannatu saghiratun. Everyone seeing the pattern? You see, you're seeing the pattern now. It's kind of clicking. That's why I have so many exercises. Right? Number 9. The city is old. Al-madinatu qadimatun. Number 10. The world is near and paradise is far. Ad-dunya qaribatun wal jannatu ba'idatun. Cool sentence, right? It took so long to come up with this. I hope other people appreciate these sentences. All right. Example 3. Moving on. The large city is beautiful. Al-madinatul kabiratu jamilatun. Okay. So what is this showing us? This example shows that an attributive adjective for a feminine subject must also be feminine. And you could do that just by adding a ta marbuta. So let me explain what that means. Look at the word al-Madina. Okay. Now you want to add kabir as an attributive direct adjective. Let's call attributive adjectives direct adjectives, right? You want to make al-Madina have this direct meaning of kabir. So what do? You want to put it right next to it, before or after? After, okay? If the word al-Madina has al, then the word kabir should also have al. If the word al-Madina is feminine, then the word kabir should also become feminine. You see what's happening now? Now we want to say the large city. Al-Madinatu al-Kabiratu. Al-Madinatul Kabiratu, the large city. So if you ask, well, you know what? I know the word kabir means large. Tell me, why are we writing al-kabiratu? Well, first of all, let's look at it. Why is al there? Al is there because there's a al on Medina. Why is there a ta marbuta added? Because there's a ta, because the word Medina is feminine. It has to be. So if you said al-madinatul kabiru, you messed up. Because you have feminine and then you have an adjective, a direct adjective, which is masculine. Can't work. Good? Okay. And then jamilatun. Even the predicate has to follow. So if you said al-madinatul kabiratu, I got it. Jamilun. Wrong. You see? You see why? Everything, if you have a direct adjective that's going to be describing something feminine, the adjective needs to be feminine. If you're going to have a predicate that is going to be describing a subject and the subject is feminine, the predicate has to be feminine. Getting that? Okay. So now let's just plug in this, look, simple mathematics. Take this example and start plugging in some random feminine words. Okay, so I'm going to give you a random word. Take the word nar. That's the only change in the sentence. Where would you plug in the word nar? In example 3. Yes, Yusuf. Okay, so say the sentence. Good. An-narul kabiratu jamilatun. Your answer was jamilun. MashaAllah. Very good. All right. So that's it. That's all you got to do is just plug it in. Okay. Example number 4. Hiya narun qawiyatun. It is a strong fire. What if you said she is a strong fire? Fire is not a person, right? So, hiya narun qawiyatun. What do we learn in this sentence? We learn that we learn the word hiya. Hiya and huwa are just opposites. So we know how to use huwa. It's a pronoun. We know what a pronoun means. Pronoun is just something that stands for a noun, right? So this is she or it. That's all it means. It functions exactly like the word huwa. Now just keep in mind that whenever the subject is going to be feminine, because it's here, the predicate must also be feminine, right? So let's say I want to say it is big, and I'm speaking about something masculine. How do I say it? Huwa kabirun. Now I want to say it is big, and I'm speaking about something feminine. Huwa kabiratun. Hiya kabiratun, right? That's it. You confused me, man. Hiya kabiratun. We got it. Simple, right? So now the example also shows that an attributive adjective which describes the predicate must also be feminine, and it will be indefinite. So look at this example again. Hiya narun qawiyatun. Look at narun qawiyatun. Nar, fire. Qawiyatun, strong. Qawiyatun is a direct attributive adjective of which word? Nar. And it's feminine because the word nar is feminine. So this is the way it works. Because it's a direct adjective, nar has un, qawi will have un. Nar is feminine, qawi has to be feminine. You add a ta in there, you're good to go. Good? Okay, let's look at this real quick. Let's quickly do exercise 4.3. Real fast, and then we'll stop here. Okay. Number 1. Let's read it together. Huwa muslimun da'ifun. Now the exercise says change all the masculine words to feminine. So let's change it to feminine. Number 1. Huwa muslimun da'ifun. Change it to feminine. Hiya muslimatun da'ifatun. Now we're getting it. Number 2. Ma huwa rajulun qadimun. Change it to feminine. Ma hiya imra'atun qadimatun. Right? Actually, we said that we're not going to use qadim with people, so I'll change that. Anyways, ancient is an ancient woman. Okay. Number 3, manil waladu huwa talibun kafirun. Okay, now we want to change this up to feminine. So, manil bintu, right? Hiya talibatun kafiratun. Got it. Number 4, huwa ustazun. Change it. Hiya ustazatun. La. Hiya talibatun tawilatun. Good. We got it. All right. And then you do 4.4 at home. It should be pretty clear, pretty easy, inshallah. And we'll stop here and we'll do exercise. We'll do 4.5 next week. Any questions before we stop here? Directly related to this? Don't worry about them. You don't need to worry about the gender of them. Any other questions? Questions? You just add ta marbuta. So go back to your chapter 0 writing. Ta, li, ba, and it's connected. It's connected. Okay? That's it. So we're actually quite behind, unfortunately, in the class. So what I need everyone to do, mashallah, those who survived so far and showed up, I need you to read ahead a little bit and make sure to do all your homework. Because the more homework you do, the easier this new chapters are going to be. Okay? So we need to really speed up and we need to catch up. Is everyone ready for this? Inshallah ta'ala. Alright. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nastaghfirukallah wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, email me. No problem. Let me figure out how to pull this out.